I'll tell you where you can find them. Just promise me that you'll be safe, okay?
You successfully persuaded Mosrika to door. Yay! Where are they? Where the fuck are they? Tell me where they are. I'm Batman. I'm Tyrion Cuthbert.
Sorry, I wasn't trying to lie to you. Just omitting a few details.
It's okay. I'm assuming that you had your reasons. But I need to know where I can find Justin's old friends.
You probably know already, but a few years ago, Justin got involved with a local street gang. They'd always hang around the beach area. They're real sons of beaches. Well, one day, they discovered an abandoned house along the coastline, and they started spending most of their time there.
Is the music too loud? I'm turning that down. A lone house on the coastline.
It's that house, Tyrion. That's probably where you'll find Justin's old friends.
So, that's why you're being secretive.
What?
I'm sorry. Don't be. You were just trying to look out for me, right?
Are you gonna be okay? I can go there with you if you'd like.
No, it's okay, really. I'm sure you're busy with the cafe right now. And it's not as if I'll be going alone.
Alright, just don't push yourself too hard, okay?
Yeah. That must be where Ma died, huh? Let's go to that house. This is where I watched my parents die, Celeste.
You arrived at the old abandoned house. Upon looking at the home that you left behind, you're struck with a flood of memories. Those memories were once happy, but now they only fill you with grief. Tyrion? Are you okay?
Yes, let's look around. You wipe your eyes and begin looking around the house. Suddenly, you hear the sound of glass breaking. You rush to look for the source and see two young teenagers throwing rocks at the side of the house. The shattered remains of a window are lying on the ground. Nice shot, Gavin. Galvin Crellin. One of the teens, apparently named Gavin, notices you approaching him. We've got company, Wyatt. Huh? Ernal. Wyatt Ernal. You stare blankly at the broken glass on the ground. You're at a loss for words. You feel like you should respond, but nothing comes out of your mouth. You suddenly find yourself quickly approaching the two teens. Eh? What the hell do you want? Ugh. What the hell? Before you even realized what you were doing, you threw a punch straight into Gavin's face. Your eyes are slowly tearing up. You can only see red. You grab Gavin by the collar and pull his face close to yours. Get the hell away from my house.
Tyrion?
Oh, you want to go? Heh, if you came looking for trouble, you sure found it.
Okay. Let's all calm down and just
stay out of this, you little shit.
Excuse me? I think it's time for murder.
What, you got cotton in your ears or something?
Yes, actually. Why don't you go and repeat what you said?
I said, stay out of this, you little shit. I think he did. I think he died. Rest in peace. You know. Or don't, I don't care that much. Celeste?
Yes?
I'm sorry for losing my temper back there. I didn't mean to drag you into this.
It's okay. Our emotions get the better of us sometimes.
Celeste?
Yes?
I think you might have overdone it a bit.
Nah.
Celeste?
Yes?
I don't think he's breathing.
Come on, just give him a second.
You suddenly hear the very bruised and broken form of Gavin sputtering and wheezing on the ground. Looks like he's finally regained consciousness.
See? He's perfectly fine. You're fine. Wyatt is staring wide-eyed at Celeste. From the shaking of his legs, it looks like he wants to run away, but he's too frozen by fear to move. Don't bother running. Even with a head start, I can easily catch up to you. Anyway, these two are probably Justin's former delinquent friends, right? Are you okay to talk to them?
Yes, of course. With your emotions in such disarray, you completely forgot why you came here in the first place. But you do happen to know the young man who died at the refinery yesterday. These guys are after Justin, but he's already dead. After Justin? Was there someone with a grudge against him? Well, he clearly thinks that you were sent on someone's behalf. It wouldn't hurt to play the part to get more information out of him. We're not here to hurt you. We're not here to hurt you anymore. We'd just like to ask you a few questions about Justin. Yeah, sure man, whatever you want.
Alright, you two talk. I'll work on popping Gavin's shoulder back into place.
It's a little disturbing how nonchalantly she says things like that.
Alright, Justin Way.
What can you tell me about Justin Way? According to a few witnesses we spoke to, you used to be friends. Friends is kind of pushing it. We used to hang back in the day, but we don't no more. It was weird. Sorry, I clicked too soon. But he started talking to you again. Why? Ugh. He just needed some of the old gear that he left at the house. Old gear? What kind of old gear? You know, his thieving tools. All the tools you need for lockpicking and safecracking.
Tools for lockpicking and safecracking? Why would Justin need those? What would Justin need lockpicking and safecracking tools for?
Well, he needed to get the gold that he owed your boss.
So he had gold to someone.
What has it that he was working for the little merchant that owns the refinery? I guess the owner trusted him a lot. Justin said that he had a way to get access to the safe in the guy's house. Justin was always a whiz when it came to breaking and entering. He even had tools that could crack magical locks. Getting the gold out of that safe would have been an easy score for him.
Wait, Justin was planning to rob Jack again? Can we just appreciate how funky this music is? Wyatt apparently thinks that you were sent on behalf of someone. And from what he said so far, Justin owed a non-trivial amount of gold to this person. If this person was some kind of criminal, could they have been the one who sabotaged the guardrail? Did Justin tell you who he owed his debt to?
Nah, man. He didn't say none. They might whack me if I told them the truth.
So he does know. There's no point in playing dumb. Just tell us what he told you. Did he give you a name? Answer the question.
The eye taker. He owed gold to the eye taker.
Whoa. Whoa. I need to know everything about this man. For personal reasons. Justin's planned robbery. The Eye Taker. That must be some kind of criminal nickname. Why does that sound so familiar, though? Either way, you need to find out who this Eye Taker is. Might be best to ask someone. Who would know? I assume if we present it to you, you'd be like, what do you mean? Alright. Let's,
Imperio Arcanum.
Figures. Several weeds. And plant life has grown since you were last here. It doesn't look like anyone has taken care of the yard for the last few years. But you suppose that's more your fault than anyone else's. It's not your fault, man. You were a kid. Returning to this house has brought back several memories that you have complicated feelings for.
Unnecessary feelings.
These feelings are even more confounded by the blatant vandalism committed by Gavin and Wyatt. Honestly, you'd rather leave this place as soon as possible.
And that's probably it. Adios. Here, I'm gonna... Maybe Mozarika would know? Hey, Tyrion? Yeah? Back at the house. What was all that about? I've never seen you get that angry before. And you said that it was your house. Yeah, it was my house. It was? Ever since we arrived in the city, you haven't really been yourself. If you want to talk about it, I'm fine, and I don't want to talk about it. Oh. You're not fine. I can see it on your face. Please, just talk to me. It's none of your business. That came out a lot louder than you wanted it to. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to... Without a word, she quickly walks ahead of you. Oh, drama, no! Alright, tell us about the Eye Taker. Rika, do you know a criminal named the Eye Taker? The Eye Taker? I can't say I've heard of them. Are you in conflict with this villain? Do they seek to steal the Eye of Horus from you? No, not exactly. At least, you hope not. Either way, looks like Rika doesn't know who the Eye Taker is. You should try asking someone else. I like the music in this game. Definitely gonna listen to the soundtrack once I'm done. There. Hey, funny fella. You know about the Eye Taker? What can you tell me about this, Asta? Sorry, I'd love to help you, but I can't say much about that. You've let me down, Aster. I'm disappointed in you. Dracokin, have you ever heard of a criminal named the Eye Taker? That name does sound familiar, but I don't know much more than that. I try my best to avoid those sorts of people, you understand? Perhaps someone else might know more about them. Shit. Oh, Harbor Man. Wilson, do you know about a criminal named the Eye Taker? The Eye Taker? Where did you hear that name? So you do know about them? I do. I've learned to keep my distance from him over the years. The Eye Taker is the criminal kingpin of this region. Every large criminal undertaking in this region happens under his watch. Is that big a deal? Of course he is, laddie. More importantly, how did you hear about him? From what I heard, Justin Way owed him a huge debt. Justin owed them? I knew he used to run around with a bunch of rogues, but I never imagined. Why the scare lord? The Eye Taker might be involved with Justin's death. Do you think someone like him would do something like that? Well, if you get on his bad side, let's just say he reminds you why he has a name. So you know who the Eye Taker is now. Definitely has another angle to this case. But there are still some elements of this that don't make sense. You need to take some time to work through it all. But you should go to Dracokin first. You want to see everything that you found. Alright. Hello, Mr. Cuthbert. I trust that you're doing well. Yeah, for the most part. We've spent some time looking into the accident and the people who knew Justin. I think there might be more to this case than meets the eye. Oh. We spent some time explaining your findings to Dracokin. He seems troubled when you explained the traces of transmutation that you found on the guardrail. He's even more taken aback when you mentioned Justin's supposed plan to rob him. This is quite a lot to take in. Are you missing any valuables in your safe right now? No, actually, but... What is it? After the accident, I did a careful inspection of the building. When I checked my office, I noticed that the lock on the safe was disengaged. The safe was opened, but you said there wasn't anything missing? That's right. When I saw the safe open like that, I was already worried that I'd been robbed. But I double-checked the contents. Everything was accounted for. Because of that, I just assumed I'd forgotten to lock it. This doesn't make any sense. Maybe it was just a coincidence. I might believe that if it weren't for where my office is located. What do you mean? The walkway that Justin fell from leads to my office. There's a window there that overlooks the refinery. That would explain why Justin was there in the first place. I don't want to suspect one of my employees, especially the one that isn't allowed to defend himself from such accusations. But it just all fits too perfectly together, except for one thing. Why wasn't anything stolen? Well, regardless, I think you have a pretty good case. So does this mean you'll represent me? After what I've discovered? I won't just stand by and let Von Sanctus have his way. Well spoken. I'm glad to have you on my side, Mr. Cuthbert. I don't know if I trust this guy yet. He has no arcane art, but I don't know. Anyways, regardless of why, someone clearly magically tampered with the site of the accident. I doubt the courts will find you at fault for what happened. Although, what's wrong? Civil cases are a lot less strict than criminal cases. If we present evidence suggesting foul play using magic, they'll treat this exactly like our other cases. Yeah. They might stall the trial until they find out what exactly happened. For this accident, all we have to go on is witness accounts. Finding concrete evidence of what happened could very well be impossible. The idea of hunting down the major responsible sounds very tempting. It looks like you have your work cut out for you. I just hope things turn out okay in the end. And with Von Sanctus on the other side of this, who knows what might happen. It'd be best to keep your wits about you. I can't believe this. I have more important things to do than resolve your petty squabbles for you. Yes, yes. Missing ship of your betrothed. Listen. Aster's the betrothed? I knew Aster was cool. Yeah. I knew Steelwind was cool. Listen, the sooner you help me resolve this mess with Dracogen, the sooner you can return to the prince's lapdog. That is to say, once I'm not preoccupied with this case, House Van Sanctus can provide resources that you and the Inquisition need. I suppose I don't have a choice, do I? Well, at least this case should be relatively straightforward. I would like to save progress. Dude! Aster and Steelwind! Sitting in a tree! KSSSING? Quack! The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is also ready, Your Honor. Well, I begin to proceed. Why did I get a human? These are the charges. The defendant is charged with the criminal negligence in the death of Justin Way. The death occurred at the AotA Arcane Refinery last night. Mr. Way has an employee of the Dracogen Trading Company, the company owned by the defendant. During work hours, the victim accidentally broke a poorly maintained safety rail and fell into a vat of corrosive chemicals. Attempts to save his life failed, and his body almost fully dissolved. I see. That's gross. The defendant displayed clear negligence in maintaining the refinery's facilities. As such, the responsibility for Mr. Way's death falls squarely on his shoulders. To begin, the prosecution would like to call Noah Morrison to the stand. Witness, please state your name and occupation for the court. Yeah. The name is Noah Morrison. I'm the harbor master of the AotA Harbor. It is my understanding that you witnessed the accident that night. Am I correct? I did. Could you please testify to the court about what you witnessed? I was showing a visitor around the city, and for some reason, he really wanted to see the AotA refinery. He was inspecting the machines there, when suddenly, Mozarika ran up to us. She was desperately trying to tell us something, but there was just too much noise. After a while, she just pointed at the walkway overlooking the refinery. That's where we saw someone fall into that accursed vat. There was a guardrail that should have prevented him from falling, but he broke through it as he fell. Yes, however, upon closer inspection, the city guard found that the rails were extremely rusted. They were clearly poorly maintained by the company. I see. The basis for getting charged. Are you going to present the traces of transmutation that we found? I can't help but feel like there's something in Mosa's testimony that doesn't add up. Right now, those traces are the only defense we have against Von Sanctus's accusations. It's not a piece I want to use just yet. Once you use that piece, who knows how the judge will react. Not much has changed with Morson's testimony. However, you've collected a lot more evidence since you last spoke to him. Is there anything that you found that contradicts his testimony? Alright. That's entirely accurate. I could press, but I don't feel the need to yet. There's inspection of the machines there when suddenly Mozarika ran up to us. That adds up. She was desperately trying to tell us something, but there was just too much noise. That makes sense with Aster's account. After a while, she just pointed at the walkway overlooking the refinery. That's where we saw someone fall into that accursed vat. Let's press on this. You mentioned that you saw someone fall into the vat. Oh, I didn't realize that button just deletes. Okay. Did you not recognize the person? Well, I didn't know the lad personally, and it was pretty far away. I couldn't get a good look at the person. Maybe you should keep a pin on that detail. Anyways, could you go into more detail about the moment you witnessed the accident? Of course. What did you want to know about? Is there any chance that, Justin Wei faked his own death? I can't really remember what the little scene with all the question mark people said, but I don't know, maybe that's a thing that could happen. Here, let's, what happened to the guardrail before Justin fell in? Well, I saw him lean on it. It should have prevented him from falling off the walkway. But the rail just broke and the instant he put his weight on it. That's where he fell into the vat. I see. Could you please include that detail in your testimony? If you think it'll help. Let's look through the evidence again. I don't know how many spells or nothing. Profiles, not really. Alright, so we were on a blockade. Rika helped Justin get his job. He was a good worker. There was transmutation on the guardrails, which he fell through. I can hear her over the noise produced by the refinery machines. You know, sometimes Rico's spoil. Break it! Figures in the walkway and into the vat of corrosive chemicals, but Noah and Astro's testimonies match each other identically. Mozarika delivers food. Justin told Mozarika that he had a meeting. Drac didn't know about the meeting, which is sus. I don't understand that because of how loud the machines were. Non-trivial amount of gold to an individual named the AotA, perhaps one of the citizens, or not complaining more about this person. Justin planned to rob Draco again. I think we have to go start pressing. Not much has changed around Morrison's account of events. With the new evidence that you've collected, however, there might be a detail that doesn't match this testimony. You just need to re-examine everything you've learned since you spoke with him. This was the patron you mentioned before. Am I correct, Morrison? Aye? Master seemed keen on keeping his identity hidden. It would probably be best to leave it at that. Aside from being a mage, he hasn't given you much reason to suspect him. For now... Inspecting the machines when Sally Morrison ran up to us. Are you referring to Mozarika Tudor, owner of the local cafe? Aye. For whatever reason, she was also there and witnessed the accident. Yes, we are already well aware of that. Mozarika's testimony was a lot less detailed than Morrison and Astor's testimony. She was probably more focused on saving Justin than taking in her surroundings. But are there any points where her testimony doesn't add up with Morrison's? Interesting, she tried to get the attention of Astor and Noah. There's nothing in here about her pointing, but maybe that's just... Okay. Seeing him fall. After seeing him fall, she tried to get the attention of Astor and Noah. There was just too much noise. After a while, she pointed, that's where we saw someone fall into that accursed vat.
Objection!
Go on, she just pointed at that, okay. But she says that she pointed, after seeing him fall, she tried to get the attention of Astor and Noah. Now let's press. Saw someone into the vat, did you not recognize the person? I don't know that personally, I couldn't get a good look. Would you get more... What was Mozarika doing the moment you saw Justin fall? Told you, didn't I? She was the only person who pointed to the walkway in the first place. That's how we saw Justin fall. I see. Could you please include that in your testimony? If you think it'll help. Which has changed. Yep. Ba-da-ba-ba!
Objection!
Okay, so I was right. Wait, what? Witness, you said that you saw the victim fall into the vat. Did this happen before, during, or after Mozarika tried to get your attention? It was definitely after. If it weren't for the commotion she made, they wouldn't have looked up there in the first place. Just as you thought, but... what does this mean? Morrison, I spoke with Mozarika about what she saw. She said that she saw Justin fall off the walkway and then rushed to you for help. Aye. Sounds about right. No, Morrison, it actually doesn't. What do you mean? If Mozarika saw Justin fall before she went to get help, then how did you see him fall after she came to you for help? What? Morrison, Mozarika came to you for help. This was in reaction to seeing Justin fall off the walkway. If that's true, then how could you have possibly seen Justin fall off the walkway again afterwards? I have no idea. Mr. Cuthbert, you're disputing the witness's testimony over a minor detail. It's entirely possible that Mr. Morrison or Mr. Dorr simply misremembered. I highly doubt that Morrison misremembered the order of what happened. His testimony matches up exactly with the testimony of his companion. Then Mr. Dorr must be the one who's mistaken. Oh, we're out of a game area nowhere. The correcting account is extremely random. The prosecution's case is based on the broken guardrail, and only 3 individuals witnessed Justin Wade break said guardrail. The defense asserts that these 3 witnesses' accounts must be consistent with each other. Otherwise, this evidence is not strong enough to find my client liable. Please, the break in the guardrail is directly over the vat. That is enough physical evidence. It proves that the victim fell in because of the railing broke. How do we know that the guardrail wasn't broken by some other event? That's ludicrous. You're clearly just playing devil's advocate. I made any argument advances assertions and dubious. However, I see no harm in allowing Mr. Dora to testify what she saw. I could tell a lot less than Morrison Astor did, and her testimony was a lot less detailed. But the one detail she did remember was that she saw Justin fall off the walkway. Hopefully, her testimony might clear up what happened. Please, Mr. Dora to witness stand. Witness, please state your name and occupation for the courtroom. This is probably Rika's first time testifying in the courtroom. You hope she'll be okay.
As if I need such introductions, but allow me to indulge you all.
Oh lord, is she seriously doing that here?
I am Mozarika Tudor, Dark Lord of AotA, High Archmage of the Cadmium Flames, and business proprietor of Sweet Confections.
I see! I'm not aware we're in the presence of such a renowned individual. Wait, does he actually believe her? Your Honor, Mozarika Tudor is the owner of a local cafe in AotA. But isn't she also a High Archmage?
I am.
No, she really isn't.
Tyrion, you're ruining my flow.
Yeah, stop ruining her flow, Tyrion. You would say that your flow is the most disrupted right now.
Bang.
Ahem. Anyways, Miss Tudor, you were at the AotA refinery on the night of the accident. And you witnessed the moment that the victim fell off the walkway. Am I correct?
Yes, that's right.
According to your statement, you ran up to Molson after you saw Justin fall off the walkway. The problem is that there's a contradiction between both of your testimonies.
There's a contradiction?
Molson testified that he didn't see the victim fall into the vat until after you approached him. This wouldn't make sense, though. You saw the victim fall off the walkway before you ran up to Molson. Molson couldn't have possibly seen the victim fall again after that.
Oh, I think I see what happened.
You do?
I think you're misunderstanding what I said before.
I misunderstood you. If that's true, could you please testify to the court exactly what had happened? Please, include every detail you can remember.
Sure. I was at the refinery when I heard a strange sound from the walkway. When I looked to see what it was, I saw that Justin had tumbled over the guardrail, but he hadn't fallen into the vat yet, and I saw him barely hanging onto the edge of the platform. I didn't know how to get to the walkway from there, so I looked for help on the ground and found Mr. Morrison. He must have seen Justin lose his grip of the ledge and fall into the vat after that.
So the victim didn't immediately fall into the vat, he was hanging onto that edge of the walkway. That would explain that Mr. Morrison saw the victim fell into the vat after Miss Tudor saw him fall off the walkway. In any case, Mr. Cuthbert, you may begin your crossing. I don't know, I believe her. I just heard a strange sound.
Objection!
No, I'm in the wrong thinking. I'm trying to point that there's large noises. How could she hear a strange sound?
Objection!
Nope. Okay.
I guess I'm the dunce.
Here, let's press, actually. What kind of sound did you hear?
I'm not quite sure. If I had to guess, I'd say that it sounded like the sound of metal hitting metal.
Metal hitting metal. The refinery walkway is made out of metal, so perhaps the sound she heard was something metallic colliding with the walkway. Did something shake the walkway and make Justin lose his balance? So this was the moment that you saw Justin fall off the walkway?
Yeah,
And you said that he fell over the guardrail.
I did, but I'm not sure how it happened. I think something caused him to lose his balance. He tumbled over the guardrail and fell right off the walkway.
Interesting. But that still doesn't explain why Molson saw him fall after you ran to him for help.
Well, I did see Justin fall from the walkway.
He fell onto the plant. He was hanging onto the ledge. Was there anyone around to help him back up?
I didn't see anyone around, but I wasn't really paying attention to that. I was just focused on saving him before he fell. I assumed that if anyone was nearby, they'd immediately try to help him.
Found. And did you see another individual with him?
Yeah, I did. I tried to explain it to him and his friend what was going on, but they couldn't hear me over the machines.
It just matched with the testimony Sadie and Asher gave you. Did you also see this moment?
No, I didn't. I was so busy trying to talk to Mr. Morrison that I didn't see it. I didn't even know what had happened until after they shut down the machines.
Only Rika had seen the moment that Justin fell off, too. You would have been able to compare her statement with the ones that you got from Mr. Morrison and Aster. Just need to focus on the other parts of her testimony.
Rika's testimony is a bit different from the statement that she gave us earlier.
Looking back on it, I should have asked her for more details. I was so focused on matching details with Morrison and Aster, I didn't probe her any further.
But now that we have a full testimony of what she saw happen, you can compare it with what Morrison and Aster saw.
That's true. Missouri store stretched herself and then how they here. Right to the walkway, they talk her lean on the guardrail and break it. That's the thing. She doesn't mention any leaning.
Objection!
Over. She said over, didn't she? Rika, you said that the victim tumbled over the guardrail. As in, he was thrown over it.
Yes, that's right.
What? Did you see the moment that the guardrail broke?
No, I didn't. I already told you that, didn't I?
But you did see the moment that Justin fell off the walkway. And in that moment, did you see Justin break the guardrail?
No, like I told you. I didn't see the moment that the guardrail broke.
But that's the thing, Rika. According to Morrison, Justin Way broke the guardrail as he fell into the vat. More specifically, he said that Justin was standing on the walkway when this happened.
What the fuck?
According to the prosecution, Justin Way leaned on the faulty guardrail and broke it, falling into the vat. But that's not what you saw, was it, Rika?
No, I saw him tumble over the guardrail.
But I'm afraid I don't see the importance of this, Mister. What do you mean? This is the most important thing that ever happened, you bitch! Are you accusing the witness of perjury?
Eh.
There's definitely something going on here, but what? Rika is a mage and you don't want to suspect her, but you need to consider every possibility. What is happening here? They're both telling the truth. You guess. But how does that make sense? Okay, think through this. If we assume that Rika and Morrison are telling the truth, you need to remember the exact order of events. First, Rika saw Justin go up to the walkway.
When I looked to see what it was, I saw that Justin had tumbled over the guardrail. But he hadn't fallen into the vat yet, and I saw him apparently hang on to the edge of the platform.
So she saw Justin fall over the guardrail and off the walkway. Justin was able to grab onto the walkway ledge. That's when Mozarika went to look for help. This is when she ran into Morrison and Aster. Mozarika came running towards us. She was trying to tell us something, but those damn machines were too loud for us to hear. She pointed at the walkway. That's when we saw someone fall into the vat. By the time we could get them to stop the machines, it was too late. And there's Aster's account of events. Did you see the expression on his face? He might have been unconscious. I'm afraid that I couldn't see anything on his face. It was much too dark to make out his features. Wait, you didn't actually see his face? How did you know that it was actually him that fell in? Well, who else could it have been? Esther and Morrison couldn't see Justin's face. That one detail of their testimony never sat right with you. But you dismissed your suspicions. They found Justin's body in the vat after all. You know for a fact that he fell into the vat. But you never considered one other possibility. Another person fell into the vat. Ooh. But it's the only thing that makes sense. It would also explain how Rico, Morrison, and Astor all saw someone fall off the walkway at different times. But then, who was this second person? Dude, was it fucking I-Man? Or I-Stealer? That's a guess. Even if you don't know all the facts, this is the only conclusion that you can draw. I think you've had quite enough time to deliberate, Mr. Cuthbert. Are you accusing the witness or not? I'm not accusing the witness of perjury, Your Honor. Both Miss Tudor and Mr. Molson's testimonies appear to contradict each other, but they are both telling the truth. Then please enlighten us, Mr. Cuthbert. How could both of their testimonies possibly be true? Well, I think there's only one possible explanation. Both Mr. Tudor and Mr. Molson saw someone fall off the walkway. But the person that Mr. Tudor saw and the person that Mr. Molson saw were two different people. Are you serious, Mr. Cuthbert? Do you honestly think that some random person fell into the vat moments after Justin Way fell in? That's the only conclusion that makes sense, Miss Steelwind. Miss Tudor knew the victim and recognized him. That's how she was able to confirm that it was him that fell into the vat. However, Mr. Molson and his companion did not know the victim personally. They could barely make out his features. They only assumed that it was him after learning that he fell in. Please. It's far more likely that Miss Tudor is simply mistaken about what she saw. What? No, I'm sure I saw Justin tumble over the guardrail. And let's not forget Miss Tudor's allegation. Let's not forget Miss Tudor's allegiances. As a beneficiary of the Shrekogan Trading Company, she has every reason to confound this case in the defendant's favor. That's not... Oh, she got us, though. That's enough. Fair enough. This is a simple kid, Mr. Cuthbert. That's a murder mystery for you to throw wild theory stories. Alright. Time to pull out the big guns. Transmutation on the guardrails. Are you sure about that, Your Honor? What? Justin Way's death was reported as an unfortunate accident. As a result, the city guard put minimal resources into the investigation. More specifically, there was no reason to call in the Arcane Inquisition. What are you talking about now? Why would the Inquisition be... No. Are you saying that... Unlike the Arnall City Guard, I have a mage capable of casting Detect Magic. My bodyguard, Celeste McCoy, scanned the crime scene for magical traces. Then she found traces of transmutation magic on the broken guardrail. Holy fuck! But that would make this a potential homicide, Your Honor. This is ridiculous! The accident took place within an arcane refinery. Those traces could have easily come from the purification process. Miss Steelwind, these traces were found only on the guardrails that Justin broke. We didn't find them anywhere else. Ugh. I can't be certain of what happened, but it's clear that a mage used magic near the scene of the accident. Foul play may have been involved. So, my theory of another person falling into the vat is entirely possible. My client does not at fault for the guardrail breaking. Considering this shocking revelation, there's still much we do not know about Justin Way's death. With that said, I have no choice but to suspend the trial of Ron Sanitas versus Jacqueline. I had a feeling that this would happen. Just like your other cases, The court won't pass a verdict unless a culprit is found. The time to investigate medical traces. They will resume the trial in 2 days' time. Whoa, what? Court is adjourned. Bang! Let's end the episode here. Like, fuck it though, right? You know, like, why wouldn't we? It's a good ending. We did the trial. Fuck off. Fuck off! But no, seriously.